Hello, my friends, and this is another edition of my blog, which I sporadically, of course, make videos. I try. I got a busy work schedule, so, you know, who would have thought working would mess up with your YouTube posting? I wish I could make it my work, but, you know, oh well. Anyway, today's subject is kind of a contentious one. It's one that I wrote about in my blog. There'll be a link in the description today if you want to take a look and read at it. But I occasionally do these rant blogs where I just kind of spout off about some random things. And this week there's a couple of good subjects I ran into. One of them was pretty interesting. Apparently, the life expectancy of the United States took a dive this past year, and while it's only about half a year in terms of life expectancy, that's a pretty huge drop for a country of 320 million people, considering we're the third biggest country in the world. So there's that. And then there was another little interesting article. I'm not going to really talk too much about it, but the importance of sleep, basically, where it talks about how having sleep deprivation can really mess with your gut fauna and the bacteria in there and really kind of just mess you up, create some imbalances, create digestion problems. But let's focus on the primary reason for my blog yesterday. Uh, Life expectancy. Now, for the longest time, the United States has been pretty decent in terms of life expectancy. It's hung around 79, 80 years of age group. And even though 79 seems like a lot, that actually put us in the 30s in terms of life expectancy in the planet. And just to put it in perspective, the highest life expectancy is in Japan, obviously, mainly because of their plant-based eating and their lack of highly processed meats and junk like that. They live on average to 84 years old. So that kind of puts it into perspective in terms of it's not a huge scale in terms of life expectancy, but considering we're such a much bigger country and our life expectancy is just dropping every year, it's kind of sad because all the time you hear people saying we have the best health care in the world. We put down socialized medicine. We put down other people's we put down other countries' medical systems. Yet here we are, we're barely in the top 40. I mean, as I put a joke, Casey Kasem would have been hard, would have had a hard sell trying to get us into that top 40. So, and it's not like it's just first world countries that we're losing out to. We're losing to a lot of what we conceive third world countries, second world countries, which are considered socialist, of course, and we're losing badly. And it's not just because of our healthcare system. People are going to say, "Oh, it's Obamacare or crap like that." No, we let these giant companies gouge us because we praise them, like that Martin Shkreli guy, the woman that set up the whole EpiPen fiasco, which I still say is one of the best long cons I've ever seen in the history of the medical world. Like I said, I once said David Mamet couldn't have written a better script for that. I mean, she duped everybody. Now everybody believes we need these $600 EpiPens. Go figure. But yeah, I mean, we can blame the health system all we want, but let's look at it this way. They know Americans are stupid. I'm just gonna say it. Americans are stupid. Look at our frickin' political process. But there's nothing that Americans are more stupid about than their health. And when you looked at, there was an interesting article that talked about what the rising causes of death in the country are. And of course, it's heart disease, diabetes, weight related stuff. I mean, there's a lot more accidental deaths now, but oddly enough, for the first time in a long time, cancer is actually took a small dip. So, but the one thing that really took a big up or went up in the rankings was drug overdoses of prescription drugs, and that usually results from people who, they suffered bad injuries maybe, but a lot of times it's from people who weren't taking care of themselves and they have to take these drugs to survive and live. So we're killing ourselves slowly but surely, and we can blame the health system all we want for all the expensive meds. I mean, there's one thing I do kind of get angry about is the fact that insulin is going up in cost, but that's a whole other blog post. But yeah, we can blame all these medical companies all we want. They're just reacting to what's going on in our country. And what's going on in our country is people don't care about their health. They live with this YOLO idea. They think, oh, I don't care, I'm going to do what I want. And I see that a lot at work, where I see people drink multiple cans of energy drinks every day, and junk food all day, and they say, I don't care, I don't care. And of course, I'm the weird guy at work, considering our company's always handing out snacks and junk, and I'm always refusing because first of all, I'm vegan, so I choose not to eat any of that stuff anyway, but then again, I wouldn't want to eat it anyway. So it's just, I just find it disheartening sometimes how I completely understand, because when I was in bad health, I didn't care. I thought I would eat myself to death, but now that you kind of see it and you've lived it, it's a sad instance. And until people start really dealing with the reality of it, your health care is going to keep going up. You're still going to be paying tons of money, and you can complain to whoever is in charge of the country. They're just going to keep filling those coffers, because politicians don't work for you. They work for big business, and this current administration is going to show you just how much they love big business. I mean, just look at the frickin' guy they hire for the EPA. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I think in this time in history, you better start taking care of yourself, because you're gonna find yourself in a bad place very quickly. So I just want to let you say that right out loud. But you definitely need to start taking care of yourself, people, because there's nothing I can't really offer any sympathy, because that's the system we all have created and fed and allowed to bloom. And the only way you can kill that system is to make them unnecessary. And that starts with eating better and exercising better. It's plain and simple. So, food for thought. Take it easy.